Two-time.
This boy's about to go down on me.
You boys ready to get fucked again?
You're looking at the 2025 champ.
Let's not lose.
The boys lots more exposed than Andrew's scrotum. Just hoping to do good enough to not be last. Let's go.
I'm ready to get hurt again.
Hopefully it's only up from here.
Here we go again.
What up, everybody? Connor here, doing my Week 16 recap. It's a little bit late. Sorry about that. Honestly, just kind of forgot about it with the holidays, and then none of the matchups being like super close, so there wasn't like a lot to super excitedly recap or like preface or anything. So I'm recording this Sunday morning. I didn't hear from Greg. He's probably off celebrating not being the loser. And I am almost certainly going to be the loser. Derrick Henry kind of sealed that with a 50-pointer against me last night. So congratulations to Andrew on winning. Pretty crazy season, only one loss total, I think. You should try just having a normal season. I don't know why you either choose to win or lose, but hey, 2 out of the last 3 years is pretty good. So since there's not a lot to like talk about, again, this is kind of late, I thought it would be best just to focus on the punishments, since I will be doing one of them soon. So I, just to refresh everyone's memory and my own, went through all the punishments, kind of power ranked them from the one I'd like to do most to the one I'd like to do the least. And so, so yeah, just to, figure that's better than recapping something that isn't super exciting to talk about as far as the last week of matchups. But first, I just wanted to kind of talk about how I got to this point, because if you had told me at the start of the season that I was going to be losing, I would have been very shocked by that. I would have said my odds to end up as a loser were super, super low. I was feeling pretty good about my team after the draft. We used to have league members that cared enough to do post-draft recaps and power rankings. I guess we don't have that anymore, but I feel like if we had league members that did care to do that, my team would have been for sure in like the top half of the league. I was feeling pretty good about it, so I thought it'd be good just to very quickly kind of run through my team, how I went there, what my thought process was, so that heading into next year, you all can hopefully heed my words, take heed of, heeded my experiences and what went wrong, so you can avoid not being in my position this time next year. So my keepers: Lamar, Jalen, Kyren, Malik Neighbors, one of the each major positions, which I think is good. 2 top-tier quarterbacks. I was feeling good about that. First round took Chase Brown. I love running backs. It was kind of between him and Drake London. I didn't have a lot of confidence in Michael Penix, and I felt like there was a big drop-off at running back after Chase Brown. So I went Chase Brown. Of course, Joe Burrow proceeds to get hurt, and they roll out Jake Browning for like 4 weeks. So that really hurt his value in the first half of the season. He's ended up being awesome. So if my team was actually competitive and in the playoffs, like, he would have been kind of a league winner. So I feel like the process was good on that, just bad timing luck. And I guess before I go further, just a reminder, I started off 3-0. I only won 1 game for the rest of the season after that, but things were actually looking pretty good before everyone got hurt. And so kind of on that note, my second round pick was Mike Evans. I figured, Malik Neighbors is going to have some maybe variability just given the kind of uncertainty of their quarterback situation, but he performed well with Tommy DeVito for like half the season last year. So I thought he was a little bit like quarterback proof. So what I wanted was kind of a steady, consistent receiver too. And Mike Evans, he's got the longest streak for 1,000-yard seasons. He's just like consistently really good, not like top tier receiver 1, but I thought it's like a receiver 2 to kind of balance some of the variability with Malik Neighbors. That would be awesome. So I took him in the second round, and then in the third round, I took Mike Evans. Obviously, basically missed the whole season. I think he played in like 4 total games. He got hurt. I think it was a hamstring injury, and then in his first game back, I started him. By the way, he proceeded to concuss himself and break his collarbone on the same play, getting me 0 points in the process. So I didn't really get a lot of value out of that pick. My third round pick was James Conner. I know he is kind of older, misses some games with injury sometimes, but I figured he's going to be my RB3. He can be like a flex play in good matchups, or if Kyron or Chase Brown get hurt, he's not a bad like running back 2 to plug in. And then I felt like if I had those 3 running backs, I could kind of focus on like receiver and tight end and stuff later in the draft, just because I felt really good about like having those 3 as my 3 running backs. He proceeded to get hurt and be out for the season. I think that was week 2, maybe week 3. So didn't get a lot of value from him either. My 4th round pick was Jameson Williams. Again, my thought process with him was he's going to be my receiver 3. He had a really good finish to last year. He proceeded to just start horribly. He was terrible, but he's ended up being pretty good again the second half of the season. So if my team was actually competitive and healthy and stuff, being able to like plug him in as like my flex on good matchups and stuff, and like the upside of maybe like a 20-point game, it would have been nice, but I ended up having to start him because he was essentially my receiver 1. And that is not great because he scored 0 points in multiple weeks. So yeah, not great. And then obviously Lamar Jackson got hurt, missed multiple weeks, and then was really just a shell of himself when he came back. He had 1 20-point game, I think, but otherwise he was putting up like 6, 7, 8, 10. Like, I mean, he wasn't himself, and the Ravens were kind of a mess. So yeah, I also didn't really hit on any later picks either. Aaron Jones, who was supposed to be my running back 4, he was hurt through a portion of the year, and just the Vikings offense was terrible. So yeah, it wasn't very good. I traded for Quentin Johnston, and then he got hurt. And then all the offensive linemen for the Chargers got hurt, and then Justin Herbert got hurt. So he ended up not being very good. I traded for Marvin Harrison to try and help my receiver group, and then he got hurt. So I ended up having to start guys like Christian Kirk, Troy Franklin, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs. I like literally just had no receiver depth. And the receiver that I had to basically roll out every week was Jameson Williams, who, again, got 0 multiple times. He had 1.8 one week. So really tough to succeed when your receivers are doing that poorly. But I was in the loser's bracket, matched up with Bobby, had a terrible first week, of course. Jalen Hurts got negative 4.7. Not positive 4.7, but negative 4.7. And so that really set me back. I was down by about 14 points after that first week, but my team really popped off that second week. I think in total I scored 140 something. I was actually feeling good. I don't know why I thought I could have any hope. I think in the past my teams have been very good, and I've gotten upset by the worst team. So I thought, hey, maybe now that my team's the worst team, maybe I could upset the better team, but that is stupid. I don't know why I would have thought that. So it all came down to the Steelers-Dolphins. Bobby needed about 15 points from DK Metcalf. He'd only gone over that number, I think, 5 times the whole season. So, Dolphins had a pretty good defense. The game was in Pittsburgh, cold weather. Into the third quarter, DK only has a couple catches for just a handful of yards. Things were looking really good. The game was getting out of hand. The Steelers were just smoking the Dolphins. So I, again, let some hope creep in. And then this play happened. So I'll just put it up on the screen here. I want to highlight, this is some textbook tackling here from the Steelers. From the Dolphins. So what you'll see here is Rodgers throws it. Bam, Dolphins, this guy probably could have intercepted that if he had reacted a little bit faster, but no harm, no foul. This guy is in excellent position. DK has his back to the goal line, so this Dolphins receiver square up against him should be a super easy wrap up tackle, bring him down. Instead, what you see is this Dolphins guy, little bitch move, arms out, sprawling. Somehow he ends up about 5 feet to DK's right. DK now is facing the end zone, so not great. However, you have another Dolphins defender square up against him, coming down with a head of steam, only a couple yards away from him. Should be a pretty easy wrap up, but at the very least, all he needs to do is just kind of hold on to DK because he has a couple other defenders in his vicinity. They can just kind of gang tackle, bring him down. So let's see what happens. This guy, great fundamentals here. I'm just going to rewind. When you are tackling someone, you want your torso to be parallel to the ground. You want your head and eyes down at the ground. You do not want to look at the guy you're trying to tackle because then they can read your eyes and juke you. So this guy, really awesome, like textbook technique. I don't know how he didn't do this because this is like tackling 101 right here. But you know what? No harm, no foul. We have this defender. He's managed to turn around. He recovered from his shitty little arm tackle before. He's coming down. He's in a good position. We also have number 23 here closing in. He only has maybe, maybe about 5 yards to close the distance. And then we have two other defenders coming in with a head of steam to catch up to DK. So again, let's just slow him down. We can gang tackle him. All will be well. Nope. Once again, you see this guy, he kind of replicates number 11's tackle technique, which is chest parallel to the ground, eyes in the dirt. Again, you do not want to make eye contact. It's like a bull, bullfighting. You do not want to make eye contact. So I don't know how he didn't make this tackle because he is in great position. But DK has to juke, which means this guy is in fantastic position to tackle, as is this guy, frankly. There's two guys within about a foot of each other. So let's see what happens. Oh, look it. He's got him good. Just trying to hold his arm, I guess. You don't want to wrap up on the legs. The best technique for tackling, a lot of people don't know this, is you grab one of their arms and you kind of pull, and you kind of like almost like jerk their arm a little bit, because a lot of the power when you run comes from your single arm, not your legs. This guy is giving his teammate a nice little pat on the back saying, "Good job, buddy. You got this. You got this." And then this guy's coming in. He somehow lost his balance, so he's just kind of sprawling everywhere. So let's see how this shakes out. Yep. So DK scores. But, the Dolphins, they tried their hardest, so I can't be mad about that. So that is what cost me the matchup. That got DK 8 points or something, which set him over. That was his last catch of the game. So if they had, brought him down before he scored a touchdown, I probably wouldn't be the loser. But, what can you do? The Dolphins gave a great effort. Textbook tackling just didn't work out. So yeah, that's how I ended up here. And then I don't need to talk about my matchup with Gregor. He was the 5th seed. He's actually a pretty good team. His guys were healthy. So I didn't have a lot of hope for that. And he's set to score over 300 points. So I didn't have a lot of hope there. So yeah, that's kind of how I got here. And then let's dive into what the punishments are and which ones I'm looking forward to doing the most. All right, so let's dive into the punishments. So I borrowed this slide or presentation from Michael, did a little rearranging. So the first punishment, the one that I would like to do the most, is the waiter of shame. Humiliating, yes, but not that bad. I still get to participate in kind of all the league, festivities and stuff. Also, I like to think that I am a pretty good cook and host in general. So this would actually be a win for you guys because I could whip up some mean cocktails, could make some good food, serve it out. Plus you get to see me in a sexy little cocktail waitress outfit. it's a win-win for everyone. I definitely hope that this is the punishment I get. The next one I think is body waxing. So full chest wax. I am not a super hairy guy. My chest is not all that hairy. So I don't think this would be all that painful. And compared to some of the, I mean, it wouldn't be fun, but compared to some of the other punishments on this list, I actually wouldn't mind this one too bad. Spelling bee from hell. This one is actually pretty shitty. The punishments for the incorrect stuff is not like crazy harsh, but the fact that there's 10 words, chances are I'm going to get all 10 wrong. I'm not a very good speller. So this has the potential to go very poorly, but this I think is a great punishment because it kind of encapsulates the heart and spirit of what the punishment should be, which is something that everyone's participating in, enjoying. It happens in a set time frame and then it's done. So I think this is great. Again, I would not want this to happen, but of all the things, I think it would be a lot of fun for the league. So this is number 3 on my list. The Buzz Half Marathon. This one actually would really suck because I hate doing cardio. I hate running. And my physique is mostly for show. There's not a lot of actual like real life applicability to it. I'm not in that great of shape cardiovascularly. So this would be tough. Buzzballs are also disgusting, but the reason I have this kind of high on my list is because it would actually kind of probably motivate me a little bit to do just bare minimum cardio at the very least. So I might throw up doing this, but maybe I get in a little bit better shape leading up to it. So not too bad. Dealer's Choice. Not very creative, but I dig it. I mean, it sucks to have to do 2 punishments, but I think yeah, especially the top 2 in my list here. If I had to do both of those, I'd rather honestly do 2 of those than some of the other ones farther down on this list. So I like it. Yes, Man. This could obviously go very, very badly depending on how harsh everyone is. I can't remember if we talked about it at the draft, but I don't know what sort of limits or like constraints there are on this. Because I mean, you could just tell the person to do 20 shots and they die. So my hope is that the league could find some balance where happy to be a yes man. Not gonna like kill myself, forgive myself, alcohol poisoning. But I think we're all nice people. We all like each other. So I don't think anything would be too crazy. Plus, I mean, this opens the door for some creativity from the league as far as what they have me do. So I think that's pretty fun. Drunk goggles, this is mine. Not going to go through the whole rules, but essentially you have to put on drunk goggles, and then you have different tasks that you can do that will reduce the amount of time. It's initially 24 hours, but again, you can do tasks to get that number down. This one, actually, I have since thought about it more, and it really is just going to depend on how disorienting the goggles are. When I used these goggles in driver's ed class in high school, I remember them being awful, like you could barely stand. If they're that bad, this is really going to suck because 24 hours of having to wear that, well, I don't even know what that's going to do to you. And I don't know how plausible completing some of these would be, but I hope that it's like more like you're like drunk goggles and not like blackout goggles. So I guess we'll see, but this has the potential to be pretty shitty. Street performance. I really don't want to do this one. This is where I think this is the last 3. They get really bad. I am a terrible singer. I don't know that there's anyone that has like genuinely like really heard me try to sing like for real. So this would be really embarrassing. I would be horrible about or horrible at it. So I'd prefer not to get this one. The flip phone gauntlet. I feel like we probably should have vetoed this one at the time it was proposed. I don't know how feasible it is to be honest. I mean, 6 months of not having your smartphone. I use my phone quite a bit for work. I also have to do quite a bit of driving for work that I need GPS for. So I don't know the feasibility of it, but in practice, I mean, not having a smartphone for 6 months would be pretty shitty. So if I do end up getting this one, I guess we can talk through what exactly that looks like. But in theory, this would be really awful. And then the last one, Andrew, he is sadistic. I feel like his punishments are consistently the worst. But honestly, I street performance I almost put worse than this just because I hate singing. And this, I mean, it's awful. But I think it's also kind of funny, and it would be in the sanctity of our Airbnb. I could still be present for all the league events, people hanging out. I might not hear every conversation because I'll be in a dog cage, but I at least will be around the group. But this one, yeah, it would be tough. 6 hours. You're definitely going to have to pee. You might have to shit. So I don't know what to do about that. Maybe buy myself adult diaper or just poop myself. So this one, yeah, I mean, this one would suck. But yeah, I hope I don't get it. So yeah, just to recap, here is the list of the punishments. In general, I feel like we've kind of toned things down a little bit. I think there's past years that I would prefer to do less, or there's more punishments that I would less want to do than some of the ones on here. So I'm grateful for that. This will be a humbling experience for me. Prior to the year starting, I volunteered to do the first parlay, and I said, this will be the last or only time I have to do this, or this will be I'll never be lowest score, so I'll go ahead and do this first one. Little did I know that I would be the lowest score 8 times this season, almost 50% of the time. So it's been humbling. I will say, just to cap things off, the past 2 years, I had been like the highest scoring team, highest points for. Felt like I was in a very good position to potentially win it. And for 2 straight years, Thomas upset me. Well, 2 years ago, I was highest points for, but managed to miss out on the playoffs. And then I lost to Thomas in the first round of the losers bracket. And then last year, I was the 1 seed, lost to Thomas, who was the 10 seed in the World Cup. So those were both more upsetting because it was very sudden and I did not expect it. In fact, I had the opposite expectations. This year, starting 3-0 was awesome, but then proceeding to lose 11 out of the next 12 weeks or even more than that, that was really it was a little easier just because it was kind of clear that things were not going to work out for me. And the reality of potentially losing set in a long time ago. So terrible season, really not fun, but the kind of pain of being you're a loser and realization I'm going to have to do a punishment is not as bad, actually, as some of the anger that I felt the past 2 seasons where I had expectations for winning. So, yeah, good job, everyone, on a great season. I think, it's fun with a 10-man league. I think things in general are more difficult. The free agency pool is a lot thinner. It's harder to kind of find those league winners off the waiver wire. Believe me, if I could have found a receiver that could consistently give me 10 points, I might not be here right now. So it's tough. Let this be a reminder. Don't slack. Don't get lazy. Stay engaged and hope you get lucky. And I'm looking forward to seeing all you fellas on the Super Bowl. I hope everyone had a nice Christmas and has a great New Year's. See you, boys.